All right, JB, we're ready, my friend.
All right, thank you, Randy. We are now going to hear from our global director, a gentleman who is a family man, a wonderful husband, a wonderful provider, and a great leader. He has earned millions in this industry. He has helped many, many people all over the world to achieve some level of success. Without any further ado, our speaker and our leader, Mr. Randy Crosby, our global director. Randy?
Well, thanks a lot, JB Moore. Can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear.
Well, guys, let me tell you something. JB Moore is doing an excellent job. He's an incredible executive director with the company. And guys, it just means it's all about movement, and it's all about the reality of where you want to go. I want to say big welcome to everybody for a 2 o'clock call. We got quite a few people on the online webinar. We've got some people on the phone line. But guys, today's call is more of a mindset call. And that's what we want to try to do once a week. We're going to prepare you for what is about to happen, because you really need to be prepared. And that's why the title that went out on the online webinar was, you have to do something. You can either lead, you can follow, or you can get out of the way. And that's basically what we're preparing everybody for doing. I was talking to a gentleman a few moments ago, and it's so amazing that when we start thinking about it, we're talking about a person that was complaining about his business. And we're going to dig deep into this today. So, again, this is about disruption. We're going to disrupt a lot of the things that you're thinking, because the things that you're thinking are keeping you from achieving your goals. It's keeping you from prospering and from moving forward. And so, our goal is to help you get past yourself, to help you get past your thinking. So it's imperative that you get a pen and a piece of paper and write this down. Now, I will tell you this. Even though we've said that many times, we find that 80% of the people do not get a pen and a piece of paper and write anything down. And history tells us is that if you won't take the first step, then you definitely won't take the next step. And that's why this is all a part of learning, guys. It's all about a part of the psychology of being able to move from where you are to get ahead. So you just have to simply ask yourself a question. Do I want to change my life? If that is the case, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you some keys today and how you can do it. And we're going to talk about the position of where we are right now in this company called Total Life Changes. So, again, this is essential for you to grab a pen and a piece of paper, because what I'm going to share with you today is going to be absolutely life-changing. I've been in a position before where we were 8 days away from being put out of our home. We didn't have enough money to even pay movers to move, let alone to have money to put down on any type of payment for rent anywhere else. And so, ladies and gentlemen, when you are at that position, your back is against the wall, you're looking for help. But, there's one thing that was interesting that I learned is that where you are in life has no reflection on who you are. It's a reflection on the decisions that you've made, good, bad, or indifferent, and how you reacted to certain things are exactly where you are right now. But one thing I did learn is that your existence right now, where you are right now, that has already been written in stone. You can't change the past because it's already happened. However, because you do have the pen in your hand, and you should have a pen in your hand right now, especially if, again, guys, we talked about the product, we talked about the timing, we talked about listening. If you have the pen in your hand, guys, it's all about writing your future. And that's what we're here today to do, to teach you how to write your future with this company. Because what you do today will ultimately write your future for tomorrow. Because the things that you did in the past wrote your future for where you are today. So a couple things I want to go over, and it's all about this money blueprint. Again, if you want to get something different, you have to think different. You have to do something different. It is impossible. It is impossible, ladies and gentlemen, for any of us to go beyond our actual thinking We can't go beyond our thinking and expect something different. In fact, case in point, you have people that will turn around and win the lottery. And even though they made millions within years, they're right back in the same position. Why? It's the mindset. If you do not understand the principles that we're talking about here, and again, everything is based on principles, guys. This is really key and important for you to understand. The mindset principles that you need, those are the things that are going to get you from where you are to where you want to be. So please write this down. To get something different, you have to, you must. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You have to think different and do something different. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Because so many times, guys, we get caught up on our past. You got to realize what's in front of you. Right now, no matter what money you made in the industry, what money you didn't make, here's the reality. In Total Life Changes, people in 2015 were asking the question, who do you know that wants to lose 5 pounds in 5 days? The tea was the primary product of the company. The company made $100 million in sales. Now ask yourself, did that benefit you, or were you left out of that equation? So your participation and your consistency in the participation of what you made last year is a direct reflection on how you worked. And it's a direct reflection on your bank account. See, I guarantee you the people that ask the question, who do you know that wants to lose 5 pounds in 5 days? The people that ask that question more often did it consistently every single day. They went out, they talked to people every single day. They are reaping the rewards now. It all goes down to planting and harvesting. It is impossible to plant and harvest at the same time. But those people worked hard a year ago, and they were planting, and now they're reaping the rewards. They're climbing in ranks. Their bank account is changing. Why? Because they helped a lot of people get what they want. So let's fast forward to right now. Now there's a new product, the product that is called the Envidia. The company is projected to do somewhere between $500 million and $1 billion in sales, either adding one more product. And here's the money question. How many people have learned the money question? How many of you have written down the money question that you haven't? Again, I'm going to say, you haven't grabbed your pen and piece of paper. If you're not doing this, expect the same thing that you got last year, this year, and everything that you have right now, expect it to be the same. Because you're not doing anything different. Remember to have something different. You have to think different, and you have to do different. So you should be writing this question down, because this question, ladies and gentlemen, the more you ask it, the more you do show and tell, will reflect in your bank account. It is guys, I'm telling you, it's a certainty. It's a numbers game. Who do you know that wants to have better looking skin while looking 10 years younger? And as soon as, or as little as 7 to 14 days. If I'm talking to a young person, here's my pitch. Who do you know that wants to have better looking skin while looking younger or remaining youthful in as little as 7 to 14 days? If I'm talking to an older person, who do you know that wants to have better looking skin while looking 10 years younger in as little as 7 to 14 days? The message is still the same, but your message has to be clear. It has to be concise, it has to be quick, and it has to be powerful. This message, ladies and gentlemen, is backed up with one simple thing. If you miss this step, you will miss a majority of the amount of money that you can make. You're going to miss the majority of the people that you can help, because you're not selling anyone anything. You have to share. We share results. We're talking about just the Envidia product, but guys, this is true of any of the products. The Envidia product, it happens to be an easy way to showcase and show and tell. If you are not willing, if you've ordered the Envidia product, very good for you. If you plan on ordering it today before midnight, that is excellent. But when you get your product, if you are not willing to follow all of these steps, ladies and gentlemen, I promise you, you are not going to reap the results that you're looking for. The first thing that you need to do when you order, after you ordered your Envidia and it comes in the mail, in fact, it's still the targeted time from me talking to the company, the last targeted time that I have from them, that Envidia should be shipping sometime between today and Monday. If I get any further updated on that, I'll let you know. But guys, let me explain this to you. When the company came out with the Slim PM, they had target dates. They went beyond their target dates, but did the Slim PM show up? It sure did. And people ordered so much of massive numbers and sold out. Did the Slim R, they had a target release date for that. Did the Slim R go beyond their target date? It sure did. But then when it eventually came out, guess what happens? The sales of the Slim R are through the roof. What a clue. I had a gentleman say with the Envidia, if it doesn't come out by Monday on time, oh my God, it's going to be disastrous. No, it won't. Because when it comes out, the sales are going to be through the roof. Now, everything is, so far, as I've heard, it's on target. But bottom line is, if it delays, it has no reflection whatsoever on your success level. Because the product is intended to do something, and as it does that, it will reflect in your bank account. It's how big you build for an event. And I would say right now, when you have your Envidia, if you do not take a before picture, and I'm saying this, and I'm just telling because it already has happened. If you do not take a before picture, do not expect to reap the full reward of an after result. Because you are not going to have any gauge at all to show people on where you were to where you are now. I'll give you an example. My wife, a perfect example. She looks in the mirror at her skin right now, and without wearing concealer, without wearing foundation, every time she looks in the mirror right now, guys, she's looking at day 21 and beyond, what you're seeing here on the right-hand side. But when I asked her all the way up from day 1 to day 21, are you seeing a noticeable difference in your skin? And because it kept happening gradually every single day, she missed it. Now, me on the outside looking at her, I'm saying, hey, you're starting to look different. It was like she was getting some kind of a glow or a tan. You know how sometimes when you see people that are pregnant, and you say, my goodness, you know, you're glowing. And then you may even ask that person, are you pregnant? And it's so funny how so many times people, when you start to see them glowing, you ask them, are you pregnant? And it turns out that they're pregnant. So that's one of the things I was saying, well, you know, wait a minute, you know, your skin is glowing, you know, make sure we don't have any extra additions coming to the family. And she said, no, you know, it looks the same to me. But on day 21, when she took the after picture and she compared the two together, she went, oh. And see, ladies and gentlemen, that's a lesson for you. We've had people in this company got on the Envidia. They did not do a before picture. And it wasn't until someone that knew them well said, wow, your skin looks different. Or, wow, you look beautiful. Or, wow, something has changed. Guys, I'm telling you, you got to understand, that is when it starts to make a difference to them. But now, how do you go? How do you go? If you don't do a before and after picture, how do you at that point go to someone and say, this is the difference in my skin when you don't have a basis for have taken the picture before? In other words, like my wife here took the picture right in the bathroom, same place. So think about it, what happened. She took the before picture. Now she was able to go and take the after picture, same close-up. The only difference is because of the product, the melanin in your skin, remember this is a protein going into the skin, feeding the stem cells. And by the way, guys, think about this. When a woman is pregnant, her stem cell activity is off the charts. Because the baby, as the cells are starting to divide, it multiplies and splits 168 times before it starts becoming arms and legs and brains. And the bottom line is, I want to take you back. Her stem cell activity in her body is through the charts. That's why majority of people you see that are pregnant, you say, man, they got a glow. Guess what happens? The collagen in their skin is at an all-time high level. Their stem cells is producing, and one of the benefits of the stem cells, what it produces is it helps with the tone of the skin. That's why when you look at this picture, the before and after, it looks like the skin tone is different. It's because it brings out more, especially in African American people, it brings out more of the melon tone in the skin. And it brings out more of the firmness in the skin in everyone. So what you're going to notice, ladies and gentlemen, is that people start to see a difference in you. But you need to be able to show the before and after. Now, what is that going to do? The difference between her saying, well, I used to look a certain way, or not know herself, as other people are saying, okay, you've got a glow about you. And without being able to demonstrate that to other people, they have no basis on to make a decision that this is something that is absolutely powerful. You know, you can make a decision between purchasing an old raggedy car versus a brand new, beautiful luxury car. Why? Because you've got an extreme. That's why most people, when they go to purchase a new car, they drive up in the old car. Why? Because they can see the mix. They can see the dents in the car. They can see the faded color of the paint. They can see how the carpet is worn. And when they get into the brand new car, you see there's a before and after. And now I can make a drastic, I want new. I can make that decision. When you drive off the lot, you're feeling good. But what happens, guys, 3, 4, or 5 months down the road, the new car starts to become what? See, you're not seeing a drastic difference as you was when you first stepped on the lot, when you first drove the car. So what I'm saying is psychologically, you have to understand you need a comparison always between what was and what is now, and that's the buying decisions that people are automatically wired to make, those decisions. And so when you're able to show your before and after, you're going to sell more product. You're going to have more people saying, I want that product. You're going to have more people saying, hey, this is something that I need. And guess what? When you teach them to do their before and afters, they're going to bring more of their friends to you to purchase the product if they just want to remain customers. But many of them, when they find out that they can do the share 3 and get there free, guess what? They're going to become ideals in the company with you. They're going to go out and duplicate what you just showed them. The fact that the company has a 100% money back guarantee is phenomenal. But guys, it's so important, it's critical that you teach people the before and show their after pictures. It's critical that all of us learn how to ask the question. Just like we all learn, who do you know that wants to what? Lose 5 pounds in 5 days. We learn to ask that question, and guess what happens? People purchase. We had a lady come to the house today. She was doing some services, here at the house for us, and this happened. My wife engaged her in conversation, and she started talking, and my wife said, well, do you know about this tea, where you can lose 5 pounds in 5 days? And she started asking the money questions, right? And, who do you know that wants to have better looking skin and look 10 years younger in the next 7, 14 days? She started asking the question. I'm not sure which one of those power questions she asked, but it was one of them. And it started the conversation. Now, this lady said that her aunt was already on the chaga and already on the organo. She was already on the tea, but the person sold it to her. This is a customer. Didn't even show her how to make the tea. They didn't even show her the power of the product. They just sold it to her. And for weeks, the lady was even making her tea the wrong way. She was drinking an incorrect amount of tea. So the reason why I'm saying this, guys, is that the people that we talk to, if you develop a relationship with them and you work with them and it's your desire to help them, you are going to put yourself in a position where you can explode your business. So learning how to talk to people, you ask that question, the person says, well, I do, what do you have? Here's the second part of the Envidia question. Well, listen, let me tell you something. As a result of our product, please write this down. Within 7 to 14 days, our customers are looking 10 years younger. Their skin is softer. Their blemishes have cleared up. They have firmer skin, and they feel better about themselves. Now, I'm looking for people that are interested in shaving 10 years off in the next 14 days. I'm glad that you're one of them. Let me show you how to get the product. See, it's so simple. But guys, as you talk to people and you're talking to them not as a salesperson, but as a person that is truly trying to help them accomplish what they want, that they want the product, show them how the product can benefit them. Now, here's the beauty of this. This is a product, ladies and gentlemen, is because it's not cosmetic. It's a product for people of all ages. Look at this woman here in her 60s. Do you think she feels better about herself when she looks in the mirror now? Absolutely. So you got to understand the power of what we're talking about here. The whole mind concept of share 3 and get yours free. This is amazing because we're paying $50 per sale. And I want to go into something here that's absolutely critical to try to understand. So this is what we want to talk about today. I can show everybody this is going to be absolutely true. Let's take action. Unless you follow through, unless you do what's necessary, ladies and gentlemen, nothing changes for you. Why is it that some people in the company have made millions of dollars with all of the products that we have right now, even before the Envidia came, and others did how they did it, yet still others quit the business. Now, fortunately, some of the people that quit the business, when they heard about the Envidia product, a lot of them have come back right now and purchased. Why? Because they realize you've got a unique, patented product that no one else has. There's a position in the marketplace that you can hit the ground running with and draw in different demographics of people that you could have never drawn in before, and at the same time explode and get yourself in a position that as your binary builds and hundreds if not thousands of customers appear down the road because they're coming through someone else, you are building for yourself a residual income, ladies and gentlemen, that could come in not month after month, but week after week and change your life. But it's what you do today. And in order to get there, ladies and gentlemen, you have to do something different. So here's what you have to realize. And please write this down. If you're going to step into your greatness, if you're going to realize that all of this is possible, you have to allow yourself to get free of the old restraints that are standing in your way. See, a lot of times, ladies and gentlemen, you know, we will sit back and we will think so much about our past failures. There's people we look at, we won't even talk to, oh, they're not going to be interested. Or I don't think that because I had other people that I tried to do business before and they wouldn't listen to me, I got nobody else to talk to. Guys, those are all excuses. You have to be committed to pushing past any negative self-talk. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because just like with the tea and all the other products, those that went out and they did the correct activity every single day, they had plenty of people that told them no. They had plenty of people that wouldn't answer the phone. They had plenty of people that said, I'll call you back, and they didn't show up. But they kept going. Why? So they saw the vision of where they wanted to be now. They practiced microwaves. I was on the phone with a lady the other day, and I was talking to her, and I said, what is your goal? She said, I want to make $1 million in the company. Okay, what is your goal within the next 90 days? Oh, I don't have any goals within the next 90 days. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. You have become so overwhelmed at saying, I've got to make $35,000 a month, or I've got to make $1 million in a year. And if you don't take the micro steps to get you to the macro steps, it'll never happen. Because in your mind, if you say, I want to make $1 million with this company, but you don't have short-term goals, the $1 million will always seem so far away that you won't even reach for it. The first or second no will kill your dreams. It will stop you dead in your tracks. That's reality. I was listening to Lisa Nichols. Again, I'm really big on self-development. And something she was saying is that you have to take the micro step. And every time you have a micro step, guys, listen, celebrate. See, here's what you got to realize. You're looking at this slide right now that says, if I've got 1,000 people on my left team and 1,000 people on my right team, and they're all just having 3 customers each that are paying for their product of the Envidia, for example, I'd be making $35,000 a month. But to get to the 1,000 people on both teams, you have to first, ladies and gentlemen, get to 100 people on both teams. And to get to 100 people on both teams, you have to first get to 10 people on both teams. And to get to 10 people on both teams, ladies and gentlemen, you have to start with at least 2. Do you understand that? And when you get your first customer, you celebrate. Don't celebrate on your own. Find someone to celebrate with, a family member. And don't celebrate with someone where you have $1 million tree. Don't celebrate with $100 line person. No, don't do that. You want to have your micro wins, ladies and gentlemen, because the micro win leads to a macro win, a bigger win. So you just got your first customer. You did your show and tell. This person now says they want to purchase a bottle of Envidia. They go to your site, they purchase it. You hand them the Envidia because you've had it ahead of time. And guess what? You're celebrating. You did something. Same thing as when you bring in your first IBO. You have, ladies and gentlemen, you have an incredible win there, this micro win that's leading you now to a macro win. So guess what? You've got your first person in the business. You've got your second person in the business. You're binary qualified. Celebrate each step, because each step, ladies and gentlemen, gets you to the next step. So once you have your first 2 people, what's your goal? Well, your goal is every person that you bring in, to mentor them, to grow with them, to help them to do what? To start doing the same thing you did. Show and tell. Make it simple. All you need to do is show and tell your results. And ladies and gentlemen, that is how other people will start to duplicate. That is how the 10 show up. That is how the 100 people on both teams eventually show up. That is how 1,000 people on both teams show up. That is how 10,000 people on both teams can show up. It's just a matter of linear time. That's all it is. But it begins with you. So you have to be committed to pushing past any negative self-talk. You have to rise above your own fears. You have to be willing to evict anything that disrupts your thought, anything that disrupts your mission, anything that does not support where you want to go. I had a gentleman send me an email. Today. And on the phone, his email said, I can't believe that, and he was complaining about the product cost of shipping something that he had ordered that was kind of heavy. And so I said to myself, I can't believe this. And so I sent him an email back. I said, let me ask you something, sir. Did you take that exact same package, go back to UPS, and try to see what it will cost to ship that anywhere? Then you'll know that the shipping cost is not coming from the company. It's coming from UPS. Hello? You understand what I'm saying, guys? We can get caught up over the negative thing because he's thinking shipping should only be, $5, $6, or $7, and it is for smaller items. But if you're getting a heavy item, you cannot imagine or expect the shipping to be the same. I'm just saying, it's all about mentally what you think about. The other thing, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you is, you got to look at, in your life, you got to look for what's possible. And so you got to plan for what you want to create and not what you want to avoid. Very, very important. You got to speak. Your language is so powerful because the difference between, ladies and gentlemen, what you want and what you will have is the distance between where you are and where you want to be. It's your language. If you're very clear and very certain about what you want, it automatically, ladies and gentlemen, the things that you think about, the things that you work towards, that is where it is going to literally put you. That's why I said earlier that you can have a person that can hit the lottery and be broke again in a couple of years, yet you can have a person that becomes a millionaire, falls into some type of devastating situation, become totally broke, and within a couple of years, they're right back being a millionaire again. The difference is the mindset. The difference is what people expect and what people think about, what people work towards. Now, what I want to do right now is there's several other people on the other line in there. They're still wondering why we're not over there. So I'm keep getting messages. I'm gonna see if I can connect over there one quick second here, one more time. Just jumped on the webinar. So that's what we're saying today, guys. There is a message that is happening here with the company that is so powerful because we've got a timing here of a brand new product. And so we're going to help everybody on our team not only to be positioned, ladies and gentlemen, to get what you want, but to mentally be prepared for this. You have to get rid of some of the negative things that are stopping you. You know, a lot of times we end up telling ourselves lies. In other words, we say, nobody will listen to me. Guys, listen, that is totally not true. You have to understand and dislodge that from your mind. See, the truth of the matter is, people will buy results. It doesn't matter who they're getting it from. They're going to buy results. And they're going to buy things that help them look and feel better. That's what you have here. You got to understand that. And another lie that we tell ourselves all the time is, well, I tried network marketing before and it didn't work. Well, what's the truth of the matter? You know, because you were working at a job before or in a career and it didn't work out for you, you got fired, you got laid off, you quit, whatever happened, it doesn't matter. Does that mean that all jobs and all careers will never work out for you? Of course not. So that same token, ladies and gentlemen, the same is true with network marketing. You could have tried a company that didn't work. But ladies and gentlemen, you just have to find the right company with the right product and the right niche. As you heard Tia said, you find the right niche, you will get rich. I say, ladies and gentlemen, if you help people become healthy, then you can become wealthy. That's the reality of what we're dealing with here. We're talking about a company with a product that is absolutely phenomenal. And the timing could not be better. Now, I promise you this. 1 year from now, as this company progresses on and let's say they've hit 500 million in sales or $1 billion in sales, there will be people that would have gotten on this call and did not do the things that we just said, the simple things that we just talked about right now. They didn't even do them. And a year from now, when Envidia, everybody's talking about Envidia, just like right now, you got a lot of people talking about the T. A year from now, you have a lot of people talking about the Envidia and oh, this person, you got to see their before and after. And oh, this person, you know, their skin looks so much better. And oh, this person has made so many millions of dollars with this incredible product. And you sit there and you would have watched it go by. It's just a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, of us doing the right things. We're doing the things that duplicate. We're doing the things that as we go out and share this with people, and as we consistently have the right mindset, you know, failing. And that's what one gentleman says, well, what if somebody tells me no? I feel like a failure. Failure is not the fact of falling down. You fail when you don't get up. You fail when you automatically let opportunities go by where you can build your business. You're automatically failing doing nothing at all. So if you're going to fail, you might as well try to fail while you're progressing forward. That way, ladies and gentlemen, you have something to fall from, get back up, and continue to keep going. And that's the reality. So right now, I will tell you, there are people that are coming aboard this company. There are people that understand the power of this product, and they are not just coming in, guys, tiptoeing. They are leaping into this company. They are propelling into this company. And Envidia is not the only product, guys. Remember, we have a whole health and wellness line of product here that you find your favorite product. You find your niche. You find a product that means the most to you, and you present that. The only thing I'm telling you is to learn the money questions. Learn the money blueprint questions. Utilize those. And guess what happens, guys? You're going to find out that your life becomes abundant. Other people that you're talking to, you're going to help their life become abundant. Why? Because the reality is abundant thinkers, they fail forward. Abundant thinkers, they fail forward, and everybody else remains exactly where they are. That's deep, isn't it? So what I want to say to everybody today, guys, we got a call coming up tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My good friend, Mr. Dave Whitehead, is going to be hosting the call with me. Make sure you get everybody on the call tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I will say this. I was never a person that was interested in skincare because I thought it was just all cosmetics. But you are doing yourself an injustice if you have not ordered your Envidia, if you have not learned the money blueprint question, and if you are not asking and showing your before and after pictures to every single person, ladies and gentlemen, that you come in contact with, I promise you, you are doing yourself one of the biggest injustices ever. Because the reality is, people buy results. You now have a targeted way not only to show your results, but to show results from other people. And as you start to do that, and as people start to gravitate and purchase the product, you're talking about turning on residual income like you never imagined before. We just got a few minutes, guys, here on the webinar. If you have a question, go ahead and raise your hand. I always like to ask the end of our call because the call is officially over. But I want to